Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry we're late because, well, a few things have changed. I've kicked Finn off the podcast, and we've got a new guest on. Well, a new host,
Hello,
uh, provisionally for this week. Your name is
Sabata or
Sabata,
Alex.
Alex Sabata. So, we are, yeah. Finn's ill, unfortunately, so won't be joining us this week. But that does mean we've got a fresh face, fresh mindset. Opinions, maybe slightly less biased towards Forfar potentially. I don't know how you feel about that situation. But some interesting topics I think we're going to have to talk about today. To start with,
There were some interesting games,
yeah,
really.
we've had some interesting games, but I want to ask. I mean, we can see you at the top of the screen there from the performance from the week prior. But how has the
Yeah,
team dynamic gone so far with your team?
it's it's gone pretty good. First first series was a 0-2 for us, but the first game was so fun, going 60 minutes just watching Spirit Breaker run through everything and absolutely ignore everything that it was just a pleasure to play anyway.
Yeah, we saw a clip actually a few weeks ago of Nathan getting yuled like 99 times on
Yeah,
the Spirit
there
Breaker, which is
were
really funny.
there were about 20 occurrences of that beforehand
Yeah,
where he just didn't manage to get caught.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, it was just a fun game to play.
yeah, and that was against the strongest team as well, so it
Yeah.
looked pretty good. Especially good in then the week after. So what week two was? Yeah, it's week three's just gone. So week two was the one where you were on gyro. And we were saying
Yeah.
on the pod you were just dismantling two sets of boots as you were walking around the map. Like,
Yeah, once you get up to bearings, it's not really viable anymore. But sometimes you just really want a bit more mana, and
yeah,
you're not going back to base. You're not shipping out a mango. So while you're walking from lane, just disassemble your boots and
yeah, yeah,
pray that you
exactly.
counted your item slots correctly. Otherwise, you drop stuff.
Yeah. So your team this week, sorry, not this week, this season is. Run us through everyone on your team real quick because I've blanked on two.
Yeah. So
It's
in well, first pick was Nathan, and that was the only way I could really guarantee that I was going to get a mid this season.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I picked up Lab and Adam or a Squirrel. Because I find the trouble with being a support and drafting as a captain in IDL is you've really got to make sure you actually get cores early.
Mm.
Otherwise, you just end up with three supports and
Yeah,
forcing one of the support to play carry.
yeah,
And then very thankfully managed to get Phil as the final pick, so a great support to go
yeah.
and round the draft off.
So I've actually not played, I don't think, a season with Adam before, and I don't know if I've played a season with you before, or like in the same
Yeah,
season, at
don't
all.
think so.
So from and I know there's a few people who've joined in the last few seasons. So yeah, tell us about what you do for IDL and kind of just a little bit about yourself because I'm not sure that many of the newer players, at least, um, have seen that much.
I've been an admin since Nelson abdicated. We held a small election. Nathan and I ran together, and we managed to be voted in. But before that, I was one of the Council of ID Elders because I ran a fantasy league.
Oh
So
yeah,
I would run a massive spreadsheet that got to thousands and thousands of rows long. Because I don't have any coding experience, so I just did everything in Google Sheets.
nice.
Um, so yeah, just ran Fantasy League whenever we played Captain's Mode, and whenever Valve didn't break the fantasy point scoring system, which happened like every couple of months, they would just decide to break it.
Yeah,
Everyone would score -3 points for the whole game, or
nice.
500 points.
Well, I think we like Nathan's been doing some work about and talking about getting the that maybe back soon because we've got the Strats API thing,
Yeah,
which could be sick. Like I'm so up for helping with that, and I think there's loads of people in. Like I know Ryan has said, Pete
yeah.
said, like JJ said, like so many people are so on board with helping.
I have been
Um,
really wanting to run it again. The trouble
yeah,
was I was having to go through every game, record all the stats from the end of the game. So record kills, deaths, assists, hero damage, tower damage. Scrub through the game, see who picked up the Aegis, who got first blood.
oh my god,
Um, So
It's just the
yeah,
most time consuming.
yeah, it was taking a few hours every week to just go through and sort all that. But with hopefully the API, we may have to make some tweaks to the fantasy point scoring system because
Yeah.
they have some strange metrics like number of seconds stunned. Um,
What?
yeah, you get
Seriously? That's
0.07
actually a.
points for every second you stun people for.
Oh, so this is their
Sorry, yeah,
fantasy.
yeah,
This is their
yeah. This
fantasy
is
thing.
the
So would this be like
in
a
game.
completely custom thing, like you and some others have think about? Oh, what's going to dictate it, or is it kind of
Yeah,
you're going to use
it
the
would
logic from others?
we'd probably try and keep it as close to the original as possible, but where we can't get the data, like seconds of stun caused,
Yeah.
we'll have to try and find some other metric to replace that
Yeah.
in a similar way.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's
you,
so many on like, because I was just messing around with it. I'm pretty crap at coding as well, and I accidentally called every single function, or sorry, like metric that Strats API can do, and it was literally like thousands.
oh,
And
yeah,
some of them are just because there's no documentation. You can kind of just figure it out by randomly trying different things, but there's so many just random things that it can do, and I don't know if it can do second stun, for example, but like there's
yeah.
some weird ones that you
I
definitely be able
wouldn't be
to replace.
surprised because seconds of stun actually appears in the console at the end of every game.
Oh yeah, okay, then
Um,
that's probably doable.
but there is a bug in that at the moment, or it has been for the past like 5 years, that sometimes it will add someone else's stuns to your stuns, and
Hmm.
no one knows why.
It's like there was a Bane bug, wasn't there? When if you nightmared your teammate and then the enemy killed them, you actually got the assist.
Yeah,
So
there was one with Oracle for a very long time as well, and Ricky
was
Smokecloud.
there? What if you smoke cloud an
Because
ally? They just die. They get the assist.
if you Smokecloud an ally, yeah, you would get the assist. And Oracle's work like that as well because his Fortune's End had to be coded as a debuff so that you could purge it.
Ah, I see.
Uh, so it counted as a assist whenever he or someone died after it had been used.
Ah, I mean, Bojo Tusk, I heard, causes assists on their own team as well,
Yeah.
just from, well, I don't know. I've just been hearing that around. The wind's been blowing and whatever. Well, that'd be,
Unfortunately, you don't get credit for that in the
yeah,
in the stats.
of course, no one gives Bojo credit. I don't
No.
know.
Whereas Oracle, it used to be very easy to get 130% kill participation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Same thing on Bane. Like, does Imp work with that? If you get like,
Don't know.
let's say there's 20 kills and you had 25 kill participation. I wonder what Imp says about that. I'm sure we'll be able
Yeah,
to find that somewhere, but
I don't quite know how it works. I know it like seems to very heavily favor the lane in the early game.
yeah, from
But
what I've kind of, my imp maxing over the past few seasons has done is don't feed like at all. If you just don't die, you'll get pretty good imp, and then winning the lane is really big, and that's pretty much it. As a support as well, kill participation. So it's basically win your lane and have a good KDA, and nothing else matters. Like
yeah,
it's kind of what I've noticed because especially this season, my GPM, if you compare it to like some of the other players, I think mine and Moose's imp is separated now by like over 10, but he's getting over 100 GPM more than me, over 100 XPM more than me, and in the games is doing way more than me, obviously, because he's like the best offlaner.
yeah.
Well, I don't want to say best offlaner in the IDL. Somebody's missing from this call that might have something to say about that, but I don't
Best
know.
offlaner playing offlane.
Second, let's say second best offlane. Let's say joint best. Then everyone's happy. Joint best. No, actually, wait. We can say highest MMR offlaner, unless Matt counts, um, in the
Yeah,
IDL.
wait,
But his imp's
probably.
low, but he's doing the most. So I don't
Yeah,
know. It seems to hate certain people for random things.
yeah. I don't understand it at all. So I quite like the fantasy system, but because that I knew exactly what the numbers were coming from,
Yeah.
which helped understand why. Whereas Imp, I've still got no clue. It's a
Yeah.
mystery.
Yeah. Exactly. Understanding where it comes from is quite big, to be fair. Um, which is, I mean, I've done a very simplified with these cards. The player cards is kind of a very, very simplified version of the fantasy thing, I guess, when you get a rating based on your performance. But it's
Yeah.
it's like literally like 10 lines of code to generate the player rating. So that's hella exciting. We'll go over the MVPs of this week at the end. But this week we had one awesome game and then some other ones. So you played against Bristol Carpet Factory. Um,
Yeah,
that was 2-0 for you guys. There was
yeah,
Goo Crew versus Church of Chapel Roan, 2-0 for Goo Crew. There was Jace versus Karios versus Zerkswang, 1-1. And then there was
yeah,
Gamers Gaming Esports taking a game off Four Feeders and Bajan, who before this week with the team, I mean, a lot of people quite vocal about the balance in that team, and everyone thought they were like super strong. But Gamers Gaming Esports actually managed to take a game off them. So let me pull that game up real quick, and then we can go over that because that's a pretty fun one.
yeah.
Um,
I'm really sad. This was the only game I didn't actually get to see this week. Managed
yeah,
to catch all the others, but
it was like
that's-
I think they just got an unlucky pull on 4Fab, but like JPK was running a mid dazzle. Let me open this up. There was an offlane anti mage. Also, apologies, my pod thing is a bit wrong. So for the people that are complaining that this is not a smooth transition, shove it up your ass. But this is yeah, this is the game. Have you got a link, or are you looking at it? I can send you
I'm
it.
yeah, I'm looking at the final stats of it.
Okay, sick. Yeah, we had Ari on Drow, Daggy on Viper, Matt on Pango. Crazy how they allowed that to happen. Borky on Witch Doctor, Mel on Abaddon. Lilith was playing Ursa, JPK on Mid Dazzle. Then we had Moose on Offlane Anti Mage,
Yeah, that's
Alex on
the
Ogre, and Bajan on the CM.
that's the standout unusual one is the the offlane AM.
Offlane AM, like I spoke to Joe, and he said that they just had nothing better. Like there was literally nothing better in the pool, and they thought it'd be a decent AM game, and they just went with it. Like also the mid dazzle, like there was nothing better apparently. So
I mean, mid dazzle like destroys some lanes, and
yeah,
that's completely understandable.
yeah, yeah. It's
You
just
pick
not
it
a
to
JPK
win a
hero
lane.
so far as I've
Yeah.
seen. When you have like Void Spirit or these other people that even Ember Spirit that he played this week just gone. Is
Yeah, and
really comfortable.
offlane AM's been has been a thing in the past. I've not seen anyone run it for a while, but when I have seen it run, it was normally rush Vanguard into Vlad's
Yeah,
rather than going for bigger sort of carrier items.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, the first game of this series actually, if we just have a look at, it was yeah they didn't get any imp for it because there was a Kez in the game, and obviously imp is not awarded for Kez, which is funny. But Joe is a Kez specialist. This one was a little bit controversial because they were winning the entire game, but they waited until they had a 64,000 gold lead until they actually decided to
I
win.
mean,
Um,
the IDL is just known for high ground throws.
yeah, I don't really blame them. Like Joe was saying in the game as well that it felt like they actually couldn't take the fight before that. Don't know how true that was, but maybe if they
Yeah, I
felt it
mean,
and
it's
they didn't
very
risk
easy to
it.
see like your 64k ahead when you're watching it, but
Yeah,
when you're in the game,
yeah, exactly.
don't
It's not the
really know.
easiest. Yeah. But yeah, that was a crazy performance um, in the second game
Yeah,
uh, from Gamers Gaming Gambling because I mean everyone just thought this team was completely like indestructible, and they managed to take a game away, which is pretty cool. So next game we had
yeah.
was you guys versus BCF. So yeah, talk us through the first game in that one.
So yeah, the first game started going actually a little poorly for us. See, laning, we didn't quite expect the Viper to be the carry. We were expecting it more likely to be mid lane. So we picked heroes that we thought were going to be fine against it. We thought it might be a carry Marcy instead.
Hold on, I'm finding your game. Uh, wasn't Gamers Gaming. Uh, BCF. Oh yeah, I found it. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were thinking like Pango mid, offlane Marcy, or well, sorry, we didn't expect the Pango mid, offlane Marcy, or anything like that. We thought Viper mid, carry Marcy, offlane Pango, or maybe Pango mid, offlane Viper
Yeah,
is the most likely.
yeah,
We did it did get briefly identified that it could be a possibility, but we didn't see any great heroes that could really go against Viper.
Yeah.
Um, it's sometimes hard to lane against Viper in a carry pool, in a captain's draft pool.
Mm. Yeah, it looked
So
a bit
we,
dire at the start, like for quite a
yeah,
lot of the game, really.
it was not going well. Clockwork's not a hero that you particularly want to play from behind as well,
Mm.
like that. But we sort of identified that actually, as long as we just draw out the game, like they're going to fall off pretty hard.
Yeah,
And we've got Sven and Void, and there's no way that they can beat that if we just take it longer.
yeah,
So yeah, Bristol Carpet Factory weren't really pushing; they were content to farm slightly more efficiently than we were. So we just let the game go on, drag
yeah.
on.
I saw it was like because I was watching this game and 20 minutes we were thinking, what do you guys do? And the kind of consensus I think JJ was saying, the only way that they can get back in this game is if Void just gets bigger and then just lands some chronos and is just bigger and then becomes scary late game Void. And then slowly it
Yep.
was like, hold on a minute, the lead isn't actually getting any bigger and this Void is staying decently in the net worth. And then all of a sudden the Void was top net worth and it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, we get
Like,
to the point where Zeus can no longer just blow up supports,
yeah,
and Viper starts to fall off a bit. I know he's got the 25 talent to help him stay relevant for a bit longer, but he's not as strong as he is at that mid-game power spike.
yeah, exactly.
Um, I was having a terrible game, but my job was just to distract Viper for 3 seconds or 4 seconds at the start of every fight and wear out a bit of the BKB.
Yeah, exactly.
While
BKB
my
plays
team
its
carried
stance
around
there.
me.
Yeah, who else do we had? Oh, yeah, JJ was playing. Yeah, JJ was in the game and then was saying that afterwards. I think I can't remember exactly what went on, but they were moving so well around the map. I was just like, this is an absolute masterclass. But then there was classic IDL can't push high ground, and that was kind of it.
Yeah,
Like it was almost like they didn't want to force it. But let's see what the net worth lead here. What, like 15k? Yeah, there was a 15k lead, which is actually in IDL terms for a high ground push not actually massive.
yeah. It
So
wasn't didn't feel too bad. It felt not good, but we were never felt like we were in an unwillable position.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, Nathan played sick that game as well. I was watching. It just looked really cool.
Yeah,
Next
and
game,
Adam also really
yeah,
popped off on the three Sven.
yeah, yeah. Next game was, um,
A little bit faster.
yeah, a little bit faster, and you guys look pretty, pretty sick here. Nathan got his Wyvern mid, which has not
Yeah.
been seen so far. We've not seen a Wyvern mid this season so far.
No, not this season. No, no, it's been banned out against us so far. And Nathan reminding people why it should probably be banned out against him.
Yeah, yeah, it was so
Um,
strong.
he felt incredibly strong for the start of the game, and we realised that actually our Bloodseeker was just able to basically win the game by himself at that point, being nearly 10k above the next hero
Yep,
in terms of net worth.
yep, yep, yep.
So Nathan was scoring to stay back. We can do this slowly. Don't take risks, and then suddenly all of them are dead to Bloodseeker.
Yeah. Bloodseeker seems really busted this, I mean, like recently.
Yeah,
Sean played it in a game earlier and earlier in the season. I think it was actually the first week against JPK's team. And
yeah,
it was like mincing. It was just the whole team died around Bloodseeker and then Bloodseeker just killed 3 people and ran away.
yeah. It looks incredible. I don't exactly remember what they changed about Bloodseeker. I know the shard has been changed a bit. And obviously, yeah, Blood Mist is a lot better than it was before, because Blood
Mm.
Mist has been a skill for age that was just absolutely useless unless you built like Heart Bloodseeker in the off lane,
Yeah.
and even then it was pretty bad still. But suddenly
Yeah.
you have masses of overhill.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
taking
we're going to see a Bloodseeker rework soon.
I think so. I mean, taking like Bojo. Bojo is sick at Witch Doctor, and Bojo going 0-9 kind of just shows, like, no offense if Bojo's watching this, it's one of the better, if not the best Witch Doctor. obviously
Yeah.
Finn's not here to defend himself against that one either. Sorry, my boy, throwing him under the bus again. But like, yeah, super strong. So well done to your team. I've actually just noticed as well, you got a plus 25 in this game, which
Yeah.
means I think my script has gone wrong for this week. So it might be that we have to do a provisional uh, MVP team, and then an actual MVP team will be displayed next week, and I'll kind of cover it early
Yeah.
in the next week's episode because I think it's gone wrong. But it did break because I realised Primal Beast breaks it, OD breaks it, Ringmaster breaks it. So if any of those heroes get, and there might be more that I've just not found yet,
I
but
get the
if
new ones, but OD
yeah,
seems a bit odd.
because OD's name is actually not Outworld Devourer or Outworld
Oh,
Destroyer, it's
yes.
Obsidian Destroyer,
Yeah.
which is like I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a thing. So, yeah, I think let me just double check actually.
Yeah, I forget a lot of the names are actually different in the actual script, like Clockwork is actually Rattletrap
Yeah,
and things like that.
um, yeah, there is. Yeah, it's broken. Okay, so you would probably actually get an MVP card this week, I think, unless we find somebody else that
I'd be
was.
surprised because I just sat back and Midas that game.
Well, you got pretty high MVP. Who was the? What was the first game we covered quickly? Oh yeah, JPK's one. Surely there was a. Okay, there was no imps for the Kez game. Second game, no high imps there. Okay, so currently you're our honorary, not actually in the MVP thing, but in the
Oh,
MVP
wow.
thing with a plus 25. So
Yeah.
cool. Right, what's the next game? That was Gukru versus Church of Chapel Roan. Our Gukru specialist isn't
Yeah.
here, but that's okay. We can. I was watching this game as well.
Yeah.
So they
Which this?
played. Yes, it was. It was. Let me send you the link here if you want it. First game was Edscape on the Drow, Finn Visage, Josh was offlane Sven, Jasper was on the Gyrocopter, and Ryan was on Jakiro. Samuel was on Wraith King, QM mid bat, Dev offlane Shaker, Goldrian on, pardon me, the Hoodwink, and then Hannah on AA. This was a crazy game. Like, did you
Yeah.
see this one?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh my god, this was nuts.
I did think Dyer, yeah, really had it, but suddenly I couldn't seem to just kill anyone, and Sven or Drow
Yeah,
clean up someone really fast at the beginning of a fight.
yeah. I mean, Finn obviously like often doesn't get us to play his heroes because it's CD, but Visage is one of Finn's better heroes, and
Yeah,
obviously
I agree
QM
with
was
it.
playing sick as well. This mid matchup was so enjoyable to watch. I don't even know how this mid match was meant to go. It's not often you
No,
see either of them.
I'd expect it should be Bat favored because Bat can, well, at least at slightly later level, so you should always be able to still get a kill. Um, Obviously, you do very well against the Gravekeeper's Cloak with all your tick,
Yeah,
uh, but then there are the birds to stun out from lasso drags if you're very quick.
yeah. I don't know. It's kind of skill based, maybe.
Yeah,
I thought that Jasper was playing this with the biggest balls I've ever seen. Like, Jasper was running down. I was watching it, and then all of a sudden, Jasper was running under the tier 2 at like minute 11, going for a solo kill on the Hoodwink. The biggest balls ever. Um,
Sport Gyro has to be aggressive.
yeah, has to be exactly playing. I mean, pretty aggressive. 17 deaths was quite aggressive.
Yeah, maybe a
Um,
bit too aggressive there.
so on some occasions, but I thought overall it was pretty sick from everybody
Yeah,
on
yeah. The
both
only thing
teams,
I
to be
don't like
honest.
is just I don't think it's worth taking Gyro's flat cannon if you're a support beyond 1 point for the vision.
Yeah, I
It,
think in the cast they were saying as well that he went 2 points in homing missile in the lane, but 2 points of rocket barrage would have been potentially better because
yeah,
of
he
the.
was maxing the missile first rather than yeah. He
Yeah,
got 3 points
I think yeah, it's
before.
fine to play. Um,
Yeah, 3 points in missile before 3 points in barrage, which yeah, I don't think it's great. But I'm a real supporter of stats over maxing flat cannon on Gyro. I always am sad when I have to actually max flat cannon at like level 23 or 4.
Yeah. Also, I've just realised on strats you can actually scroll through the game and it gives you an imp rating for that portion of the
Oh,
game. Finn
I
actually went
actually
from a
didn't know.
minus 47 imp at some point. Where was it? Minus 47 and pulled it back to a plus 10, plus 13. Oh my god. Jasper was on a minus 56 and they pulled it back. Yeah, this was a low point for their team. Holy shit. And they pulled it back for the win. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the the imps being all negative does really show
Yeah, Hannah was almost on a
some
plus
gameplay.
50. QM was on plus 38. Yeah, it was crazy. I thought Hannah played sick this game. Like,
Yeah,
everything they were doing on AA was just turning fights. There was a fight on top, and they got freezing feet on somebody, and then ice blasted 3 people, and it just completely won the fight. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that's sick.
yeah,
Positioning
there
well.
were there were absolutely great fights. Then suddenly Glacier goes up, Drow has a multi-shot in, and someone dies.
Yeah,
And at that point, Dyer's teamfight looked just a little bit more disjointed, like Wraith King being dragged out into the fight by himself, or Great Echo Slam coming down with no follow-up
yeah.
potential.
There was a
Um,
few of them. Dev was landing some six slams, but it was almost like they just dropped off with damage at some point. I mean, it's kind
yeah,
of what can happen when you've got Wraith King, and um, yeah, it just seemed like
yeah,
there was just a bit too
did
much
seem like
pressure.
yeah, there were good individual plays coming out throughout, but yeah, you feel like loss of coordination towards the end to me.
Yeah. Um, I've also been, don't mean to be meat riding again, but been pretty impressed with how Finn's transitioned into a mid laner. This season, like obviously not really played mid. In fact, last season he had "Do not play Miz" written on his whiteboard, and then this season has actually been pretty sick. So,
Yeah,
and also Ed Scaife, like super well-rounded. Obviously, we knew he was multifaceted, but like I think everybody's kind of been whispering
yeah,
in the shadows about how good Ed has really been this season. So, yeah,
yeah,
game
yeah.
two was. Oh, this was a sick game. This was such a sick game. Um,
Yeah, that was
again,
the Mars and support OD in
yeah.
brackets.
Now this one hasn't bugged. This is in the MVPs for this week. Oh,
Yeah,
actually, let me just check the last
I'm
game
not surprised.
to see if there was any MVPs I missed. Plus 21, I think Hannah might get an honorary MVP as well. Not sure on that one actually. I think they maybe miss out actually to you. So yeah,
Find
sorry
out.
Hannah, not you. Second game, the Jasper is definitely in the MVP thing because this
Yeah,
was like, I mean, do not give this man OD. What is going on? What is going on? Seriously, like I played a game in before the season started. Jasper was OD, and I talked about this last week or the week before with Finn. I was saying if you can just get Jasper on OD, pick it as a pos 4, just play it as a mid, like you will just win. And it was
yeah.
sick in that game. It's sick in this game.
You don't want to ban out pos for OD because it's a pos for OD, but
Mm. Yeah,
then
but
he
it's Jasper,
yeah it
man.
goes 30. Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah. And also, there was a sick play from the mid lane. I think Finn. It was like a Finn arena thing. I haven't got it to hand, unfortunately, but it's been doing the rounds. I think I'm pretty sure most people who are watching the pod will have seen it. It was like one of the best arena fights we've seen, and it just completely. I wouldn't say turned the tides of the game because they were already winning, but like they were 10k ahead. Then they started kind of losing a bit, and then the fight just brought them another 5k swing, and like then it was
Yeah,
kind of
I mean there were definitely signs of life from Dyer. There was a great couple of dream coils in there that completely turned fights and made it look like Dyer was fully back in it and gonna start taking over.
yeah. I agree. Semmel looked so clean. Like even when they were defending the base, Semmel was wasting like 20 seconds, 30 seconds of time every push just from wheeling around and causing headaches for the ops. And yeah,
Yeah, and Kieran was coming in sometimes and just getting a load of stats, being really making the difference when they turned up into the fights. Sometimes and then other times just blown up and you never know what was going to happen.
Yeah, it did seem there was maybe a slight bit of damage lacking from this team. I mean, look at three of these cores. You've got Dazzle on the team first of all, and then you've got
Yeah.
like three cores are Slardar, Mars, and Underlord. You don't even think about this Pos 4 OD, who is tanky innately as well. And like, I don't know if he went Ags this game, but didn't actually. But like, has a
Yeah.
BKB first item after Blink.
But they are very tanky, but that's exactly the sort of hero that Slug wants to play into.
Yeah, true, but it just felt like the damage to finish them off wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd think it should be with like Lion, Finger, and Timbersaul's got decent burst and strength reduction for the strength heroes, but um, not enough unless there was a really good initiation with Dream Coil.
Yeah, yeah. So Goo Crew move into the same position now because they 2-0 this week and sorry week 3 I mean, which means they're 6-1. No, that can't be right.
Six and
Five
oh.
5 and 6 and no, they were 5-1, 5-1
Oh,
because
yes.
JPK's team, Four Feeders and Bajan, are also 5-1. So this week we're gonna have definitely in the future an interesting match between Four Feeders and Bajan and Gukru that has definitely not happened so far. That will be super interesting to watch
Yeah.
for top of the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep our eyes peeled for
Yeah.
that one.
Although Rip It and Dip It again might be able to catch up because they've already had their bye week,
Ah, yeah,
whereas these two haven't.
yeah. So Rip It and Dip It still yet they're a game behind. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So they were
that's
3-1. But yeah,
mhm.
they might end up joining or overtaking one of these teams.
Yeah. And then final game was
Zergswang.
Zergswang versus Jace gonna carry us.
Yes, I did watch these, but obviously you were in them.
I was in them, yeah. We had
How did they feel?
so the first one. Let me just bring them up. The first one was yeah. We picked Primal first because we were like, ah, whatever. Charlie plays it really well. I play it enough. Like it'll be fine. So we were like, it'll roll. And then the Charlie Void Spirit was still there at the end. Seth was sick on Ringmaster last time, and also since then, Seth had actually played like 5, 6, 7 Ringmaster games, so was way more practiced in Ringmaster since the first series. We had a good Blup hero, so we felt really good, and yeah, I think our fighting was kind of good. We warmed up definitely from the first series in this game, and we just played really snowbally and really fighty, which is just kind of what our team does. Like we're not as good as the Finn team at moving around the map or the Four Feeders Invasion team moving around the map, but
You had a bounty hunter, so
yeah, we just
you won the
fucking
fight.
grouped up and fought every time.
I'm just surprised you managed to make Troll look good because that is very hard at the moment to actually pull off a Troll game.
Yeah, this is the Higgsy that we need to turn up. He played sick, getting MVP. Oh, we actually have 4 MVP cards, I think, in this one. Higgsy. In fact, no, there can't be. Okay, so my thing's really messed up because I think we'll see. Whatever, we'll find out. Anyway, some
Potential MVPs.
yeah, potential MVP cards from loads of us. We had 3 people on 26, 1 person on 27. Charlie allergic to imp apparently this season, although for some reason has an MVP card, which you'll see later. For some reason, scripts running rampant.
His Void Spirit is.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy.
Incredibly good. It's
I mean, like
a hero I never want to see him on.
Yeah, every time that Charlie goes, oh, I'm not gonna have a great lane here. He always comes out, even if it's like the worst matchup possible. He always comes out like 4.5k at 10 minutes, or at least 4k. Like he never loses, in quote marks, the lane. Like it's always doing fine. And then the way he plays afterwards is just, oh, love this man. So glad he's on my team. That's why I first picked him.
Yeah, his voice spirit is incredible. I don't feel that should ever get through against him. Really, I don't know what the pool was. I can't remember the draft.
Yeah,
but I don't think you can let through his void spirit.
Yeah,
like his King with his Death Prophet are good, but I think his void spirit is the one that's very scary.
Yeah, this Lena was pretty scary. Edgar's Lena was pretty scary, but
yeah, it felt very different from spoilers from game one to game two.
Yeah, I'll go into that a little bit, but yeah, Edgar was. I think this was Edgar's warm-up game, honestly. And
Yeah,
Will's Legion is super scary because I mean, how many games does this guy have on Legion? Like,
he's probably got one of the most games on carry legion of anyone.
yeah, I want to find. How do I
Really,
find this heroes
not many
stats?
people play carry legion like he does.
Yeah, he has almost 600 games on Legion. He's
Yeah,
Grandmaster, Master Tier 29.
he's an
Yeah,
incredibly aggressive player, so he will win the game by himself on this hero
yeah,
plenty of times.
yeah,
And then if things are slightly too bad, that aggressiveness doesn't pay off, then you can have a game like this one where it's not that great.
yeah. We thought it was going to be pretty rough because we didn't want to pick the Legion because I don't really play it.
Yeah,
So maybe something I need to add to my repertoire, my 3 repertoire. But we just thought, oh, whatever, and we'll just leave it in. Like that's why we picked the Ringmaster because then it would just kind of we could just box them, and they picked the Troll as
yeah,
well because you can't really duel him in, and I can grab. So we thought we had some answers, and turned out we did. So yeah, they did have a sub for this game. So actually, they had 2 subs for this series.
yeah.
So maybe not the ideal for them, and this game is probably just kind of them warming up. And then
No.
the next game,
Alex and Goldrian, they didn't look too bad. Goldrian didn't seem the best on the best game on Earth Spirit, but that's what you have to play on Earth Spirit.
I,
Just go in and hope your team can. But
yeah,
there's no playing on the side of the fight with Earth Spirit. You have to
yeah,
be
yeah,
fully in there.
yeah, exactly. And the next game, this was kind of annoying, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
Lena might be
yeah,
a good hero.
pardon.
Lena might be a good hero.
Alina might be a good hero. This was just we just left it too long and just made some bad calls. Like we were so far ahead at this point, right? At like 38 minutes in, we were like, okay, we need to go higher ground. And then we were like, wait, do we go high ground? And then me and Higgsy both went to side lanes. We're like, let's push out before. And then it was like, okay, they're going higher ground. Basically, it was awful. Then everyone just gets chronoed. And then that brings it back from like down in the depths of like 16k back up to like, what, we got to like 6k. And then from there, it was like, right, now you're in a slow press against the Faceless Void. And Faceless Void is just going to outcarry PA.
Yeah. No, there was some credible credits. There's some great calls from Goldrian and great whatever Grimstroke ult is.
Yeah, there was some really
Uh,
good. Yeah, I've
subs
forgotten about that.
the way
Soulbind,
there.
Soulbind.
Yes.
Um, we did think that
And
we should have won if we played it better, but also it was their plays that enabled them to come back in the game.
yeah, like that game definitely could have gone either way.
Neither way.
You you can never really count out a faceless void, I don't
Yeah,
think.
exactly. And Jace played sick as well. Like, it
Yeah,
was
every
just
time
so
I
annoying
looked
for
at your
them.
team, there was just a plague
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, true. Higgsy cooked again though, which is really promising. I'm so glad Higgsy's now
Yeah,
cooking. Um,
incredible. So many fights were so close between whether faceless void gets blown up by PA during BKB or whether you just get caught by the Lena and insta killed.
yeah, exactly. And then yeah, Charlie DP is pretty good
Yeah,
as
yeah,
always. I mean, you come to
yeah.
expect
One of
it.
those few areas that you can't really burst so easily thanks on Lena thanks to the good facet.
Yeah. I'm pretty comfortable on Timber. It's my most played offlaner, so I had a fine game.
Yeah,
And
you
then
look
I
good.
had Vlup with me, and he was on Disruptor, which is he's sick at obviously. So that was
Yep.
a bit of a power spike. And then Seth was sick on Oracle as well. Everyone's played so well. We just, as a team, played badly in the critical moments. I think that's what it was. And these guys played sick as well at Ops. So um,
Yeah, yeah. You've got all the tools there to win a fight, but its execution is so hard in those points. I feel a lot comes down to disruptor, where if you get the jump with a ag static storm,
yeah,
you've basically won the game. And if you are slightly too slow and they manage to get BKB off, then you've just wasted your ult and lost the game.
yeah, yeah. It was. Yeah, whatever. I think
But
we felt really happy coming out of this game, even though we lost. Like it was a bit annoying, but
yeah,
we've
it was a
solved
really
all
good game
the
to watch.
doubts we had about because when we played against this 4-5 team, it was actually we'd not played Dota. Some of us in like a year, and other of us in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we had some people on holiday and I wasn't playing that much, etc., etc. So it feels good to be able to come back into it and prove to ourselves that we're not ass. We actually, you know,
I mean, yeah, you looked great game one and still really good game two. So I
yeah,
don't think there's anything to be said about there.
it was all right. It was all right. And with
Charlie
that,
actually managing to pick up some imp though this time.
pardon,
Charlie actually managing to get the imp
Charlie.
this
Charlie
game.
manages to pick up some imp. With that, this is Team of the Week 3 asterisk because Seth, no, not Seth. You should be on it, but you're not. And this is, I promise you, this is not bias, but for my team. But let me send you the cards for this week so you can see. First of all, we had a me card from the first game on Primal,
Yeah.
which was, yeah, I just didn't really die and just kind of hit some people with ulti. What can you do? That's just Primal.
Yeah, you run in, you stomp,
Yeah.
you do so much damage, you're impossible to kill. You stun everyone.
Yeah.
Like, what can you want?
I think that this is meant to be a card. 26, all the 26s and above are meant to be. Then we had a Higgsy with a 26 on Troll Warlord. Crazy making Troll Warlord get a 26, but yeah, it was pretty ace on this hero. So was playing everything perfectly and like a great pick, I think, as well. Weirdly, because obviously Troll isn't always the best, but into the team they had with Legion carry, it felt pretty good at the time. So yeah, easy on that one.
Like zombies and things, but it didn't matter to you.
Yeah, next on is a Jasper. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's a Jasper OD. What can you do? I don't know.
his build was so ridiculously greedy.
Yeah, what did he just went? He went Midas Blink Scythe. That was it. That was his whole game build. That's the most Jasper build I've ever seen. And as you can see here, Obsidian Destroyer.
Midas Blink BKB.
Oh yeah.
Hex.
Oh yeah, BKB. Yeah.
Yeah. Like normally you'd expect it to be Meme Hammer, because it's still good on OD.
Mm-hmm.
Great farming, but no.
Yeah.
Straight Midas instead.
Straight Midas. As you can see, it's Obsidian Destroyer, because that's otherwise it just breaks my code. So apologies. We're also going to see, I think, a Seth Ringmaster bug, but yeah, Obsidian Destroyer. So nice one, Jasper. Then okay, this Charlie, you get a card, but you didn't actually get a card. I'm sorry. It should have been this man right below me, unfortunately, but still was on fire on the DP. No. Sorry that this isn't your card.
Though, right?
You've had your in fact your
needs to be core.
Your oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. Wait, it's not broken.
Yeah, it's worked correctly.
Oh my god, it's worked correctly because there's 3 cores because Jasper was a support.
Jasper wasn't actually a
core.
core.
I thought that Jasper
just looks like it.
Oh my god, I'm a genius. Never mind. Okay, this is all working out.
You did have a great game on the Death Prophet. To be honest, I'm more surprised that I feel he deserved it more for the Void game, the Void Spirit game.
Yeah, but Void Spirit got -2 imp. I have what is the imp smoking?
Yeah.
Honestly.
But his Death Prophet was also incredible, so...
Yeah, it was sick. Yeah, so core card for Charlie. There we go. Thanks for pointing that out. Debugging my own script for me. And then here's the Ringmaster bug. Seth had a really nice game, but Ringmaster actually doesn't have an icon that I can find from without it being from the Dota wiki. So I'm going to have to change the code so that it uses... has a separate line that just if Ringmaster use this icon from this website, whereas everything else is using the Dota database. So for now, Ringmaster's just squashed face portrait Ringmaster.
It's incredibly inconsistent in everything they do.
It'll have to do. Yeah, it'll have to do. And also they've got the way that it works, right, is they just have random numbers assigned to all the heroes. And they're going up from 1 to 100 and whatever. But Ringmaster's 136 and then Primal Beast is 131 when they should be in order or whatever. And I don't know, it's so confusing.
So it's got to be some of the development ones that they've had in a while.
Yeah. I think actually Primal Beast was meant to be a map objective like Roshan, because if you like read into what he was, or if you look into like some of the files about him, this was in my deep dive to try and fix the Primal Beast bug, which is similar to the Ringmaster bug, but he didn't actually have a name, so I just had to randomly find his number. Um, he was meant to be a map thing because his icon was titled like something mini map instead of.
Is that not from the carryover from the Ag's Labyrinth?
It might have been actually. That's a good point. I didn't think about that
Yeah.
because he was the Ag's Labyrinth thingy
Boss. Yeah.
boss, and he came to the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I know Ringmaster had been sort of in development for a long time. He had the most abilities out of any unreleased heroes that people had data mined. Um,
Really, but then they couldn't decide
yeah.
what
Yeah, he
things
had
he
like
wanted.
9 or so different ability names
Really?
that people had all data mined out. Whereas other ones like Bird Samurai and things had like 3 or 4 at the time. So yeah, Ringmaster I think has been in development for a lot longer than some of the others,
Yeah.
including Primal Beast. So I think that's why his number is probably a bit lower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, but there was an interesting point I think as well that I saw on Reddit, which was some guy had a screenshot of all the minimap icons, but loads of them were blurred out, not blurred out, but like blacked out, like unlocked, like lock character things.
Yeah,
Um, and there were some ones that we've not seen yet, which is pretty cool. So maybe
I've not seen
more
that.
development heroes, but
Yeah, there's been some names that have been floating around for a while. Things like Rat King, which might have been what Hoodwink became.
yeah. In fact, let me see if I can
Unsure.
let me see if I can find this while we talk. And
Zephyr. Um,
there was I want to see Gambler. That would be
I,
that would be
I
sick.
don't
Imagine
think
going
Gambler's coming back.
POS 5 Gambler. You turn up and you just got infinite money.
I think it would be fun. I'm not sure it's good for the game.
Yeah, here we go. I
Like
found
old
this
techies.
this Reddit link. I'll send you and put on my screen. Um, 21 unreleased heroes: Bird Samurai, Corpse Mother, Engineer, Fairy, Fighter Monk, Gunslinger, Grendel, Haunted Armor, Moplight, Machinist,
Yeah.
Rat
So
King, Peddler, Puppet Master. I think
Hoplite was Mars. Mouse King is probably what Hoodwink became. Puppet Master is
Bazooka.
uh, Bazooka.
Oh yeah, yeah, because Rat King, Mouse King, whatever, has Decoy, has
Yeah.
Scamper. These sound like kind
Yeah.
of.
It looks like they've given some grappling hook to Bird Samurai instead. But
It's Bird Samurai
you see,
is Kez.
yeah. So he's got plumage, parry, which they still
Ah,
kept
yeah,
a
yeah,
parry, still kept a shadow feather.
yeah. Uh huh.
Um, what we haven't seen is Vampire, which had quite a few. The other ones that they had, Fighter Monk was Marcy, actually.
Fighter Monk is Marcy.
I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fighter Monk became
Puppet
Marcy.
Master is Ringmaster.
Yeah. Um, so the other ones are things like Shadow Wraith and Zephyrus and Gunslinger.
Toad. Oh my god, they got a Finn hero. Serious.
Yeah,
Time Mage. What the hell is that shit? No
yeah.
abilities.
This is quite old now, so we no idea what they're still working on and what they've
Yeah.
given up on.
Let me
But
see if I can find a new one. Wait, they've got. Oh my god, Dota Wiki has like unreleased content. 53 pages of unreleased content for random things.
yeah, most of it's like random items and things that have been
Sick.
cosmetics. A lot of it. There was meant to be another ancient camp at one point. Uh,
Yeah. Damn.
some weird items that they've thought about adding but never did. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff in there, and
Oh
it's
my.
all floating around in Valve and will probably come back later at some point.
I found this super old image. Let me send it to you if I can. This is quite funny. Unreleased heroes. But this was 13 years ago. Work in progress, Phantom Lancer. Oh my god, look at Chaos. Look at Ogre Magi.
Oh wow.
So we didn't get Dirge, but we got all the others.
Uh, We Dirge is the name of the Undying.
Oh yeah, of course, Ceaseless Dirge and all that. Wait, so we did get everyone.
Yeah, so that is the those are heroes that were already in Dota 1.
Oh, I see.
Um, so we know that, yeah,
Okay. So what are the bottom ones? I can't recognize any of the bottom ones, to be honest.
yeah. Some some older people will know some of those. Like there is Brewmaster in there. There's Goblin Techies. There's Naga.
Oh, I guess
Uh,
Brewmaster's bottom right.
yeah,
I'm trying to pinpoint the other one. Goblin Master, is that like third from the left in the middle, or is that bottom left?
I think bottom left is Techies.
Oh, Techies.
Um,
Oh yeah, I see Naga.
yeah, next to Naga, I think is Batrider.
Ah, that yeah, it looks like Bat.
Uh, you've got Phoenix diagonally from that.
Yeah, see Phoenix. Who's the one next to
Tusk
Phoenix on the
is
right?
on the right. I think might be Tusk.
Oh damn, he looks ugly as fuck. Tusk needs to go on a diet. What the
Yeah,
fuck? I recognize the one second from the right top. Who's that?
from the top. Um, I wonder if that's Omni.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I seem to remember it.
Um,
That's pretty
I
cool.
assume the one that has a blindfold on is because he was Illidan Storm Rage, which would be anti-mage.
Yeah.
Um, really, I should be thinking about what heroes were last added to the game because I, I remember a lot of them still being added. So Troll Warlord will be down there somewhere, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, Underlord will be there. God knows which one it is.
So I just don't remember. I don't know any of the pictures of these ones. Wait, could Underlord be? What did Pitlord look like from Dota 1? Dota
Oh,
1. Oh yeah, I thought that was him. He's second from the left on the middle row.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
that makes
bozo.
sense.
Look at this motherfucker. What did they do to him in Dota? He looks sick in Dota 1. Damn.
Yeah, just copyright.
Wait, oh wait, they
Copyright.
couldn't have any of it.
Well, that's why it's not called Windrunner anymore,
Uh,
because it was Sylvanas Windrunner, and why Skeleton King became Wraith King as well.
that's AIDS.
There's
Why
a
did they do that?
few.
What, they just tried to sue them and they were like, oh fuck this.
Valve just made sure that the names were legally enough distinct that they couldn't be sued.
Hmm. Okay, fair. Tinker.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them sound like heroes that have already
Also,
been.
get around Chinese censors as well,
Yeah,
because of skulls.
yeah.
I know the top left is Gambler. Um,
Top left is Gambler.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the top left is Gambler.
Wait, whoops. Sick. I want him. That'd be sick.
I'm afraid of just pushing a button, getting a random amount of gold.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Imagine you're losing by like 10k and it's like, oh shit, well, guess we won now. Or the other way. You're like just winning it. Oh, wait, but why would you press the button? I guess it'd be kind of broken because if you were just ahead, then you just wouldn't press the button. Unless there was like something that meant
Yeah,
you had to press the button. Like you automatically, you know?
yeah, I don't remember what he did. I think it used a bit of your gold, but I don't know if it could take reliable gold.
Let's
So
find out. Gambler. Dota what? Dota
I just
1.
think something very weird one, and
Why has he got a
probably
he's
best
got a
to go for.
Riki fucking not Riki, sorry, Ruby. Let me send you that.
Yeah, doesn't have
Abilities.
so many.
Maverick goes heads up with another unit, friend or foe. He wagers 100 gold. If that hero is the first to get a kill, they cash in. If they die, okay. Okay, that's yeah, whatever. Chip stack deals
It
damage
was the
based on
all in that was
gold.
the problem, I think.
Yeah. Um. Lucky stars, small chance to deal or instantly kill a creeper or deal bonus 200 damage. So they're like a carry. They're a carry,
I,
right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or like a
It's
four.
too
Okay.
weird. Like his
Risks.
ult
Yeah.
is
Deals
ridiculous.
one to his gold amount in damage, or the maximum damage, whichever is lower. If his all-in fails, he loses a random amount of his gold. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like a
you
20% chance that you just.
yeah, like at level 6, you can lose a huge amount of gold, or you can do a 1,500 damage nuke.
Holy shit.
So like if you're in mid lane, you either won your lane or lost your lane instantly.
Yep. Good. How much? Wait, so can you just buy out?
I,
Like, if you just got to never have anything bought? Is that what it is? I don't know.
yeah, you have to have free gold, so yeah, you can't buy too many items.
Oh, wait, you have to. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I see it. I was going to say, oh, just buy out so you don't have any gold, but then you wouldn't do any damage. It's like risk
Yeah,
versus reward. Oh, that's sick. Get this
it's
man in the game right now and behind the wheel.
like it was. I think it was a nice idea to play with, but yeah, I think it's just ends up with games that aren't fun. Like your game is one based on your mid lane, but it's whether your mid lane rolls a dice rather than the
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
actual skill.
Okay, sick. Right, let's have a look at the games coming up this week, actually.
Yeah.
You might need to find them and send me a screen grab because I can't actually tab into Discord, or otherwise it messes up my camera thing. If that's all right. I think off the top of my
Yeah.
head, we have um,
Is that- Oh, we've got
Zergswang.
two double headers.
Yeah, we have Zergswang versus um, Gamers Gaming. On the same day, we have 4Fab versus Goo Crew. That's going to be a crazy match. And then we have Rip It and Dip It versus Church of Chapel Roan. Is that right?
No, it's Bristol Carpet
Oh,
Factory.
Bristol Carpet Factory versus Rip It and Dip It. And then the final one is.
That is my team, Welsh Authority versus Jason Gonna Carry Us.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that in order then. Well, we already know what happened in the first few games. I
Yeah,
think Zergswang Gamers Gaming should be. I said last time in the last week, should be a 2-0. I'd want it to be a 2-0 for my team, but I could easily see it going 1-1. I don't think we get 2-0'd by them because I think in the second game, if we lose the first one, that Higgsy would like super lock in, and I think in one of the games we get lucky.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
I think that seems reasonable. Just
without
be
wanting
we're both sort
to
of fairly similar positions in the pack before going in.
yeah.
But obviously, it just depends on the pools at that point.
Yeah, I think it massively depends on the pool. Like if there's too many Matt heroes, or too many Vlup heroes, or too many Charlie heroes, or some
Yeah,
Ari heroes, like
yeah,
um, yeah, not gonna spoil what goes on there. So check the VOD if you've not seen it, and check in the pod next week. Second one, Goo Crew versus 4Fab. Again, let's not talk about this too much because we actually know what happens, but this is gonna be a crazy match. It might have already
yeah.
been a crazy
Top
match.
of the table.
To both top of the table. Whoever wins this is the favorite for the season, I think.
Well, Rip It and Dip It are
Oh
still
yeah, Rip It
potentially
and
there
Dip
as
It
well.
stuff. Okay, they're kind of
Yeah,
like incognito. Like they've been surfing
yeah.
under the radar, kind of a little bit.
Having the buy early
Mm,
is a good way to drop under the radar.
yeah, exactly. That's what Zerg's gonna be doing. We had the buy
Yeah.
first week and then get 2-0'd straight out of the gates. Yes, good stuff from us.
Still up.
But the
Yeah.
two games we've actually not seen is you guys and
Yeah.
the uh, Bristol Carpet Factory game, which is
Yeah.
against. So yeah,
Ch-
your team against. Um, well, you're actually the anti-protag. What's the word? Anti-custard. If Custard's the
Yeah.
protagonist, you're the antagonist team.
Yeah. We do our best to antagonize Custard, but that's next. That's later. Custard's against the Church of Chapel Roan.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Church of Chaperone versus Custard. So Custard's team versus QM's team.
Yeah.
Then we've got.
Custard team look like the favourite there,
I'd
but
say
could
slightly.
easily go either way.
I'd say
Yeah.
slightly, but equally, like if you look at this mid matchup, Andrew's had a pretty chill time so far. No one really to cause too many problems, but this is now big dogs in the mid lane. QM's there as well, or
He
Semmel.
did he did play against Matt, who was um
Yeah, yeah,
the next most, but the side lanes were
pretty
too favourable.
unfortunate. Yeah, too favored, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, I think this is now a game where the side lanes aren't going to get absolutely stomped. So
No.
it could be a bit more danger spec, and also QM in the mid lane is going to be danger spec as well. So um, or
Yeah.
Samel, like it just seems like Custard has been really good so far. I will say that. So maybe that makes up. Typically, you'd say that Samel is the favorite in terms of head-to-head matchup, carry to carry, but Custard has been on fire. I think Custard is actually highest imp this season. Let me just
He's
go
looked
on
so
to
good.
the IDL. Yeah, Custard is highest imp overall this season, followed by the lane partner Lucas, followed by the mid lane. So they held
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 in terms of player
Yeah.
rating and imp this season.
They have looked incredibly good. The only game they've dropped so far was against Gukru. So
Yeah, yeah, and
um,
Gukru looked like the other favourites of the well, and 4Fab obviously,
yeah,
but so it is going to be an awesome match. I think it's whether this off lane of um, Church of Chapel Roan is going to be okay into this double top of the league, top of the table, underrated as fuck Custard Lucas lane.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, the Judge of Rona, he's not bad. Yeah, Kivi has been really performing way above their rank as well.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So to see.
Yep. As always, and then the final game is your game.
Yeah, yes. So my team against Edgar's team, which should be interesting. We've got all of the admins there. Um,
Oh shit.
yeah, the two current admins versus the old admin who can't remove himself from admin channels.
Yep. So Nelson took a hiatus in
Having children
yeah
do that.
in the week previous against us. Goldrian stepping in there, but now it's back. So
Yeah.
that's exciting. What do you think? What's your score prediction?
Um, I'd like to say we're going to 2-0 them, and I think we stand a decent chance, but it's going to come down to draft pool, so it may well be a 1-1. I
Yeah.
think.
Don't
Yeah, I
let
don't know.
Edgar get Lena, and don't let Storytime get Faces Forward. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna leave that with you.
yeah. I don't want to give him Tasteless Void. I don't particularly want to give him Legion either, because that's scary anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they've got a lot of ban heroes. There's potentially a sub in Death Row. Not confirmed who would be subbing for them yet.
Okay. Scary, spooky. They looked pretty good this week. So, I mean, it was just hard
Yeah.
to play into them. So, good luck. I think as well now it's quite interesting because we've had a few weeks now. We've had 3 and a bit weeks, but 3 weeks if you count from podcast perspective, and we're starting to see where the teams stack up. So I'm wondering what kind of more upsets are going to be because there was that big
Yeah.
upset this week, but you
You
never
think
know.
you know what's going on, and then
Yeah.
suddenly massive upsets.
Suddenly you see Alex building 2 different boots and disassembling them across the map, and it's just, I
Yeah.
don't know, it starts
It's
getting
a captain's
crazy.
draft season, so
Yeah, go crazy with
nothing's
it.
off the table. Nothing is off the table.
Yeah, right. And with that, I have nothing else to add or cover for this week, unless you do.
No, no, thank you very much for having me.
Thanks so much for
I look
coming on.
forward to watching back
Yeah,
the other podcasts once you get recovered Finn or other
or other. I don't
guests.
know. That might be it. I
Yeah,
don't know if this man's gonna ever come back now. He's seen the light
yeah,
on the other side. He doesn't have to come here once a week for an hour. I think we'll get Seb on at some point. QM's coming on at some point, so some cool guests. And I think as well, Goldrian. Goldrian, if you're
oh yeah,
watching, we need you. So
yeah.
yeah,
You're the top,
yeah. Hopefully everyone's
top ideal.
enjoyed seeing a fresh face, and for the newer players such as myself, a slightly lesser known of recent times, but an OG.
Yes.
So thanks for everything you do for IDL. And
I joined in 13, so
Jesus
I'm not an
Christ,
old one like
was I
Ollie
even
who's played
born
every
then?
single season. Um, yeah, season 13, not that many years ago, but yeah, I played every season up till last year.
Yeah, cool. Right. Thank you very much, and ciao everybody else. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.